Hebrews chapter 13. May God make you complete in every good work. Hebrews chapter 13 concludes the letter with practical exhortations about love, hospitality, marriage, contentment, obedience, and worship. It also includes requests for prayer, a closing benediction, and final greetings. The teachings in this chapter provide guidance for living out the believer's faith in everyday life. Exegesis by sections and verses. Verses 1 to 6. Show hospitality, remember those in prison, honor marriage, and be contented. The author begins by encouraging believers to continue in brotherly love, show hospitality to strangers, remember those in prison and those who are mistreated. He says to honor marriage, and keep their lives free from the love of money, and to be content with what they have. The exhortation to remember prisoners and those mistreated underscores a focus on empathy and brotherly love. Verses 7 to 9. Leadership and doctrine. Believers are urged to remember their leaders who spoke God's word to them and to imitate their faith. He tells them to be submissive to their leaders because they are watching over them and will give an account for them to God. The unchanging character of Jesus Christ is emphasized, and the believers are warned against being led astray by diverse and strange teachings. The author advises focusing on grace, not on foods, which have not benefited spiritually those devoted to them. Verses 10 to 16. Worship and sacrifice. The author discusses the sacrifices of the high priest on the Day of Atonement, and compares these with the sacrifice of Jesus, who suffered outside of the gate of the city. Believers are called to go to him outside the camp, bearing his reproach. This means that believers are not to be hermits. They are encouraged to continually offer up a sacrifice of praise to God, and to not neglect doing good and sharing what they have. Verses 17 to 19. Obedience and prayer. The author advises obedience to leaders, and to submit to them, as they keep watch over their souls, and will give an account to God. The author requests prayer, expressing his clear conscience and eagerness to act honorably in all things. Verses 20 to 25. Closing and final greetings. The letter closes invoking the God of peace, and the resurrected Jesus, the great shepherd, who equips believers to do his will. The author asks the believers to bear with his word of exhortation, informs them of Timothy's release, and sends greetings from those in Italy. Overall summary. Hebrews chapter 13 serves as a reminder of the instructions laid out in previous chapters. It provides guidance on ethical behavior, leadership, worship, and sacrificial living. It underscores the importance of community, respect for leaders, and consistent prayer. The chapter, and thus the book, concludes with final greetings, emphasizing the superiority of Jesus Christ and the new covenant.